Well, hello and welcome to the Writer's Wordshop. Hey, I'm Nathaniel Gadsden. Thank you so much for tuning in. We come on every Friday night here on The Voice, 17104.com, 17104 Harrisburg. Brother Chris Thomas and family, we're so glad to have this opportunity to speak with you. I love that setup there. As you can see, the Writer's Wordshop. And find your voice and use it. Use your voice and find it. And that's a famous quote from uh, Jane Cortez, an excellent poet who is no longer with us. But Jane Cortez was quite a inspiration to many of us, who have pursued poetry. Hey, this is my man. How you doing? What's up, Neil?
Hey, Nate, how you doing?
All
Hey,
right,
Chris.
man. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, yes,
Thank you.
indeed, man. How's things going down your way?
It's just staying busy, man. I'm kind of isolated a lot, so I don't get out a lot.
Okay, yeah,
Busy.
yeah. You work from home or you just retired?
Yeah, I'm retired.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a good place to be, brother. Get some of that writing and stuff done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'm just moving some stuff over here, folks. Had to grab a couple books there. But anyhow, yeah, man. So anyhow, happy Black History Month. This is second day of Black History Month, and we're gonna celebrate it all month long here on the Writers Workshop platform. I want to thank Brother Chris. He brought up some Black History videos for us, so we'll be indulging in those. Uh, how do you guys celebrate? I know they have celebrations all over the country and everything. Anything major coming down your way as far as celebrations for Black History Month?
Yeah, nothing major that I heard about. There's a lot of, different little things going on.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. But we do have on the 24th of February from 12 to 4, a Black History program. We being the Writers Workshop and Life Esteem. And of course, our illustrious partner, Nicole Wilkerson and Sarita Henderson. Sarita did our flyer for us. Nicole pretty much puts together our programs for us. She does a great job of making connections and getting the vendors and all that. And so anyhow, you can see the sponsors there. I want to thank the Deluxe Lounge for what they do to give us the space. That sister is just such a tremendous, a partner to this community, period. Her and her husband, they do a tremendous job. So anyhow, we're gonna have a great program lined up. It's at the Deluxe Lounge in Colonial Park. It's always free, folks. We're gonna have vendors that will be selling their wares, and we have food vendors and vendors selling different items. But we have Andrea Fulton and ABW Productions doing an African fashion show for us. We have some other persons that will be doing poetry as well as a dance. It's going to be a very theatrical kind of day. We're going to set this thing up where it's going to be real nice and hopefully you have a lot of fun. Again, it's for the whole family. We're not the only game in town. There's other things going on. There's a wonderful event by the AKAs. They do an African American read-in where they have local authors and they always bring an outstanding speaker. Last year, I think the speaker was Ralph Abernathy's daughter, and she is an educator, and she did an excellent presentation of a book that she wrote about the civil rights movement. And then we had, I don't know, 15 or so local artists, but they bring out a huge turnout as far as children and families. It was down in Stilton, Pennsylvania, at the high school down there. And so hats off to the AKA sorority. I know Karen Love is deeply involved in that and so many others. We're celebrating Karen's parents who passed away. Her mother just died at the age of 100, 101, 102, Mrs. Hetty Love, who was award-winning person because she was the first African American woman, maybe first woman, I'm not exactly sure of that history, that got an MBA from the University of Pennsylvania. And so then her father was Dr. George Love, who was an outstanding educator and did a lot of stuff. Ro Brady, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
All right,
hello,
real
hi.
good.
Hello, Ho.
Hey, Neil.
Mhm. Ro turned us on to that wonderful bookstore. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I was so impressed with it. And then she put a video up that showed us the bookstore. In fact, Brother Chris, I don't know, this is maybe too much for you. I don't know if you can do it, but on Ro's page, she had a little video that she did. What's the name of the bookstore again, Ro?
The heart and soul.
Heart and Soul African American Bookstore. And if you could pull that up, I don't know if you can or not, to show that video clip that Ro did to kind of introduce the bookstore for us. I thought that's pretty cool, pretty outstanding. So I'd love to see that if you can find it. It would be on your page, right, Ro?
Yeah, it is on there. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
good. Yeah, let's see if we can pull that up somehow. Because I want
Yeah, I
people to
just
notice it.
posted it the other day.
Yeah, sure did. I watched it. And by the way, it's in Lincolnstown, Pennsylvania. I was
Yeah.
like, what? When the
It's
road and
right there
everybody
at
was kind of
the
surprised.
top part of the square.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and you did say the parking is right behind the bookstore. Is that
It's
correct?
right at, it's right, there's parking all in front of that area. You just have to pull in or back in. It's back in parking.
Back end parking. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
meaning you gotta back, your front of your car has to face the street.
Okay. Because we drove past it and okay, all right. I have to go do that again because I'm shocked. I thought there was no parking on that street, so I have to look again. Yeah, and you didn't have any problem as far as traffic because traffic flows pretty deep there.
You
Was
just
that
kind
called again?
of, yeah, like I found a parking spot like down a few doors. I pulled in first and then I
Mhm.
backed out and then pulled head front,
Had to
where my
back
head
out.
out to the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of have
Cool.
to like pull in and then go out.
Well, let's check out this video. This is Ro Brady on location.
Wow, it's Ro coming at you, Ro Brady. I never knew this existed. I'm over here at Lingelstown, at the heart of the square on Lingelstown, and there's a black-owned bookstore. Who knew? Heart and Soul Books, 12th House Sun Studio. I'm going inside. How cool is this? And I can't even believe me, the book enthusiast, didn't know it existed. It's so quaint.
Hi, Ro.
Hey, Shannon, how you doing?
Good. How are you? We're glad you're in today.
I am incredibly excited to tell my viewers about Heart and Soul Bookstore. I'm gonna give you the tour. Hang on. You know me. I live in bookstores. We're down at the first floor, and I see some titles. Somebody's gonna have to stop me because my bookshelf needs a girdle. Let me see those titles. And guess what? There's a painting that I'm just in love with. We already know I have that one. Wow, it's Roko.
Okay. And you said, is it just one floor or two floors, Ro?
No, actually, she has an upstairs where she's doing like like book signings and poetry readings. It's not very large,
Okay.
but
Mhm.
it's a cozy little space.
Nice. Okay. Very good. Very good. So we got to make a trip there. And also, I know that you you did introduce the Writers Workshop. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for telling me
Yeah,
about that. And yes, indeed. And then also, they're receptive to taking your books in
they are.
on
Uh,
consignment. Mhm.
they put 4 of mine on consignment.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, I hope to get down there this weekend. Are they open on Saturdays?
No, well, wait a minute. No, that was a Saturday when, what was it? 10 to 3, I think, on Saturdays.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah,
Good
I
to
think
know.
it's 10 to 3, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. I have to look exactly on the website.
Okay.
It's not open every day.
Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of remembered that, but I was wondering about Saturday. Well,
Okay.
listen, thank you so much for doing that correspondent on a location thing for us because that's going to be a boom for a lot of people. And it is a African American owned bookstore, is that correct?
Yes, the
Mhm.
hours are Fridays from 11 to 4, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and then Sundays from 11 to 2.
Okay, fantastic. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, anyhow, folks, anyone out there who is interested in looking for African American books, there you go. Right there in Lingelstown, right on the square. And it's been there for, did you tell us 3 years, Ro?
Yes, I can't believe it. It's been there for
I
3
can't
years.
either.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So Ro also sent me the link where we're going to try to get them on our show in the future. So we kind of have our show for this coming Wednesday. already planned out. I didn't know Pat had picked up some people, so we're good. But maybe next month we'll try to highlight the bookstore and get them on to talk about what they're doing. Also, Jesse Waters is waiting to hear from me. Jesse is the person that runs the Elizabethtown Writers House, the Bowers Writers House, where we hold our retreats. And so he wanted to know when we're planning on coming down, and I want to make sure that we set up a meeting so we can talk about, when's the best time to have, the retreat so that we can get the maximum input, people coming down. But it's a beautiful place to hold readings and do writing exercises and all that stuff, which we usually do from like a 9 to 5 whenever we go down. And that's a good time. It's a good day. So I'll be telling you more about that as we get closer to finalizing some dates in 2024 here. But anyhow, having said all that, let's hit the ground reading tonight and just talking about Black history and using our poetic voices, our novels, whatever it is that you want to lift up. And if there's any other news too, any other things that are coming down, because that was quite a find last week. So is there any conferences coming up or any workshops or any speakers that we may need to know about? I do want to mention real quick, and I don't know if you can pull this up, Brother Chris, the book called This Is My Honey by Kwame Alexander. It features 150 African-American poets. And I understand there's also audio. There's a sister who actually did, I guess, an audio to it or whatever. But Kwame, just won an Emmy for his show that was on, his book that was adapted into a show on, I think it's Showtime or one of those stations. But anyhow, he won an Emmy, and hats off to him. What a great guy, and also a great writer. And so, that book looks really, really powerful. I see he was on MSNBC yesterday with I forget the guy's name, but anyhow, him and Al Sharpton were the special guests on this guy's show, and Kwame's doing it, man. He's going all over the place. Let's see, it looks like Chris found it. There it goes. This is The Honey by Kwame Alexander, edited by Kwame Alexander. And it said, at this time in our history, this anthology couldn't be more essential. And so they see all the other pieces there. So I want to go pick that up, try to get that tomorrow. But 150 outstanding poets, and many of them we know, and some new ones that will be introduced to us. So I just want to alert you to that particular book, so check it out. All right. Okay.
There's another, I wish I could pull it up, but it's on I just purchased it. It'll be here on Wednesday. Craft and Conscience. It's called Craft and Conscience, How to Write About Social Issues.
Oh,
It's by Kavita Das.
I'm interested in that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just ordered
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't know. I've been on a craft book with
Mhm.
this writing I'm doing,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's another good one. And I was telling you about the one I had last week, which is How We Do It. It's Black Writers on Craft, Practice, and Skill, How We Do It. And it's by Jericho Brown.
Oh, yeah, great poet.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Okay, so we got, let's keep those things in mind, because we'd love to see you do a workshop, Ro. For us, we got to talk about getting you situated where you can do a workshop for those of us who, would like to, do some more writings and, become better writers and all that. Having said that, let me mention also that Nicole Wilkerson had an outstanding, workshop where she literally was sold out. Because she did a Eventbrite or something they call it, whatever, but the people showed up. And so she's showing people how to monetize, their work on Facebook and Instagram and all that. And there's a whole bunch of interest in that. She has a series of, I think, 3 or 4 workshops she's doing per month. The next one is it's actually this month, and it's going to be on a Sunday. I think she had a schedule for like the 24th, and that's going to be maybe the 25th now, I believe. So we'll find out more about that. But anyhow,
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Yeah. She had a great turnout, and I'm interested. But she also said she's what else she's doing? But anyhow, well, I know they're coming up, and so I'll get her on here one night so that she can tell us more about those workshops, especially since it's going to be like the 25th. Maybe we can get her on next week. And Nicole is a Howard University grad. She's a great entrepreneur, but what a great events planner. So if you're looking for someone to help you put together an event, she's been excellent for us. we really hit the mark. Our next event is again February the 24th from 12 noon until 4 p.m. at the Deluxe Lounge out there at the Colonial Park Mall. And Nicole pretty much did, finding the guests, conceptualizing the whole piece and all that. I come up with the themes all the time and all that, and we collaborate together. And so it's just a good partnership. But anyhow, let me just mention Nicole Wilkerson. It's called Nicole is Making It Happen. So if you go online, just look up Nicole is Making It Happen. She is a consumer advocate, but she also is an excellent events writer. She literally goes out to all the major stores. And so when you look at her show, she's telling you where the bargains are, and she gets incredible bargains for us. I mean, Nicole gets out there and finds stuff for a penny. Like stuff for Christmas already. She's already called me and said, hey, Nate, I got all these things, or I got this, I got that, and we have it all stored up. So, we already have our Easter program lined up, and we got our Easter eggs and all that stuff. We have Juneteenth, a lot of stuff with that. So but she has relationship with these people. She don't just go out and she goes and meets the managers and talks about all these various deals, things that we never even thought would exist. They do exist. Okay. So that's going to say that. All right. So anyhow, let's do this then. Let's kick off Black History Month and let's kick it off properly. You guys want to read something tonight that maybe sort of sets the tone and the stage? And I'll share some things as well. Well, I do want to mention Black Think Tank. Let me say that very quickly. That next Saturday, February the 10th, the Black Think Tank, which is an excellent organization, by the way. I know Acacia Brown is part of it. Aisha Mobley, and I can't think of all the people, but they've put them on all over the area. And the one that I participated in, the only one I've ever really participated in, was at the Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. And I went in expecting, nicely, okay, it was off the chart. It was really good. And they had outstanding panel speakers. They had food. They had a little bit of everything. It was packed. It was a really nice thing. So this time it's going to be over at the, okay, just that quick. It's over at the, what's the name of the church? Up there on Market Street. It's a one-word name, like the Hope Church or something.
I was thinking of the Market Square Church on
No,
Chestnut.
it used to be MLK. No, it used to be the Martin Luther King Church. Now it's called the Rock. It's at the Rock Church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they have modernized the Rock Church. I understand they have all kinds of stuff in there that's educational, and they just had a big conference there for all these pastors from all over the country. They had no idea about it. And then they started something about Black pastors. And this guy was telling me, Russell Goodman was, we had our men's breakfast this morning, and Russell Goodman said, have you been there, man? They got computer sets up and labs and this and that, and they got a huge grant to do all this stuff. And then they had pastors come from all over the country to see how it was done, what was done. And so anyhow, because I said to myself, why are they using the Rock Church? But I see why now. But anyhow, I will be the keynote speaker for the luncheon next Saturday at 12 noon. And they're going to have workshops and all that kind of stuff, but it's well done. It's well worth it. I have no idea what the cost is, but I'm looking forward to talking on the theme of, mental health and policing in our community. And so we're going to look at that and talk about some issues there. So anyhow, if you can come out, please come out. I'm looking forward to the presentation. I had a wonderful time this morning speaking at the Nativity School. They have 65 young boys from the 5th grade through 8th grade. And these young men are really well mannered, and they have, every time they ask a question, they stood up and, the whole bit, very attentive. And I got a chance, they do a chapel. Russell Goodman does a chapel every Friday morning from 8 a.m. until 8:25 when they go into their classes. And he's pretty much the primary speaker, and then he brings the people like myself. And so I was on their board for about 10 years or so, and it's been a long time, but they now have that major building that, houses the OIC, Opportunities Industrialization Centers, plus the school. It used to be called OLBS, that real nice school that sits on the corner of 5th and McClay Street. So now the Nativity School owns that building, and it's a massive building, from a gymnasium to all the classrooms and all that kind of stuff. So it was really a pleasure and a great thing to be able to speak with them today and kind of kick off Black History Month, for them. So thank you, Brother Russell Goodman, for inviting me up, and thank you, young men, for being so attentive and respectful today. Anyhow, having said that, Ro, would you like to kick us off today with maybe a reading?
Sure. In tribute of Black history, I have one called Backsplashes.
Okay. Mhm.
I'm standing in my kitchen with porcelain floors and decorative backsplashes, looking down at my inherited collection of ironclad dreams, desires, and hopes. As I look out the window and see azaleas growing wild in the backyard, where little white boys with blue eyes and curly blonde hair run on weekly manicured lawns, with little black boys with almond brown eyes and straight backs.
Mm.
I think out loud, wondering about the dreams my mama had on a cold stove where hot dreams baked themselves dry. Its fiery bed burner burns glazed pork and beans and fat back because times were lean and life was full of hard knocks. The ancestors I know are clapping loudly and praising the new day of accomplished achievements and stunning growth. My mama's mama stood on the dirt floor looking down into the fire in the kitchen of her nightmares, praying to avoid the backlashes of the master's whip, picking up the cast of ironclad hopes and sitting them on the blazing fire, where the desire to run for freedom for all its worth left her belly empty in her yearning for the taste of sweet black iron and earth. I'm standing in the kitchen, seeing dreams running under the flowing faucet of prayers whispered in secret closets. My eyes are closed, my dreams are spilling over on porcelain floors. I'm standing in my mama's kitchen of hope.
Nice. Ooh, I like that. Standing in my mama's kitchen of hope. Boy, that's a beautiful sentiment when you think about it. That's a beautiful imagery. Standing in my mama's kitchen of hope. I like it. Thank you. Have you, is that one published already?
No, actually, I'm in the middle. I'm working on getting some artists to do covers for me. So
Nice.
I keep adding to this book. It has already been edited, and I want to go back and add these, but I don't want it to be such a fat book. Cost me an arm and a leg to make copies. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be the third book. I don't know.
Okay, okay. Well, I do know that mentioning fatness and big and all that, that the book by Kwame Alexander, edited by him, is 400 pages long, folks. So be ready. That's pretty thick, you know.
Yeah,
400 pages. So.
and that's the taste of honey because I'm looking at that one thinking, oh, that'll be my third book in 2 weeks that I buy. When a book like yeah,
Oh yeah.
that yeah. What was the taste of honey?
It's called This Is It. This Is My Honey. I think it was called. This Is My Honey.
I'm a favorite now. See what the
Okay.
okay.
Kwame Alexander. But this is the honey, or this is my honey?
Okay, this is the honey.
This is the honey. Okay.
Yep, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Brother Chris.
Ooh,
Okay.
deep for
This
me
is the
right
honey.
now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually it's
Yeah.
temporarily out of stock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just pulled it up. It's
Well, you know what
30.
he did. I don't know if you noticed or not, but tomorrow, he will be in New York City. I believe it's tomorrow. Yeah, the 3rd. He'll be in New York City at the Lincoln Center, along with Nikki Giovanni and another writer who I'm not as familiar with. But he had all this week, he had premieres all over the country. So he had different poets who are featured in the book in Los Angeles and Atlanta, you know, different places. And more than likely, they just sold it out, you know. Whoever's marketing him or whoever he has at they're laying it out real nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 31.50. I don't know. It's a little steep for my budget right now, but I'm definitely going to favor this one. Now it's audio. You can get it on Audible audio, and I
Mhm.
have tons of credit, so I'm going to just go ahead and get it on Audible.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You
Yeah,
know,
and I
that's
can
probably
listen to it.
what he was
Yeah,
referring to. He mentioned somebody did the audio piece. I don't know if they actually just read the whole thing or if they had different people and she was the one that coordinated. But okay, that's good to know.
I'm
Yeah, I'm gonna
already
hold off until, quite frankly, I
yeah,
have a couple of different things I need to really do. So I'll probably
yeah.
hold off for a week or two, but it's definitely on my list. Yeah, so. But thank you for reading that piece. I hope we didn't lose Neil. I know that he's Neil, are you still there? I know his video went off. I think he's talking
Yeah.
some home there. But let me read a piece here that it comes out of the book that I put together called, African American stories of African American struggles and achievements. Okay, and this is something that I hope to get into the Black Bookstore down in Englishtown, quite frankly. And I love these. I'm going to add to this, by the way. This is it's about 80 something pages long, and I decided I'm gonna, just keep adding to this and make it a much bigger book. So there's a lot more writing I need to do, but I'm on it. But anyhow, this one is called Black History 365, August. It says, 1 month cannot tell our story, and perhaps 100 years cannot tell our story. The story of African people the world over is a story that in many ways has yet to be fully told. So the celebration of Black History Month each year is a needed and necessary reminder that we contributed to world history and not just American history. The problem is, and has always been from the beginning, that we have greatly limited the scope of our celebration to just a few names and a few events, which we recite over and over again. Case in point, the destruction of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921 was quote unquote uncovered and greatly explored in 2021, 100 years later. Many people of African descent admitted that they had never heard of the Black Wall Street Massacre. My wife, Patricia Gadsden, Pat Gadsden, co-founder of Life Esteem Incorporated and the Life Esteem Holistic Health and Wellness Center, every year collects calendars that list important dates in Black history. The calendars have important information that we should further research in order to fully understand the significance our history has to world history. So the calendars also have wonderful artwork that I find worthy of collecting each year. Did you know that Ronald H. Brown, the first African American to head the Democratic National Committee, was born August 1st, 1941? There was a charter school in Harrisburg named after this great political leader. Sadly, Secretary Brown was killed in a plane crash in 1996 near Durban, Croatia. August 2nd, 2012, Gabrielle Douglas becomes the first African American to win women's all-around and team Olympic gold medals in gymnastics. August 4th, 1961, Barack Obama, the first African American president of the United States of America, is born. In the estimation of many, Barack Obama is considered one of the greatest presidents in the history of the United States. August 5th, 1914, the first electric traffic lights invented by Garrett Morgan, a Black inventor, were installed at Euclid Avenue and 105th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. On August 6, 1965, President Lyndon Johnson signs the Voting Rights Bill, which made it possible for millions of African American citizens to vote in local, state, and national elections. August the 7th, 1903, Ralph Bunche, the first African American Nobel Prize winner, is born. On August 8th, 1866, Matthew Henson, explorer and first to reach the North Pole, is born. On August 9th, 1936, Jesse Owens wins 4 Olympic gold medals in Berlin, Germany. And by the way, just aside to that, when he came back to the United States, they had him racing horses. Think about that for a minute. This was a decorated man who went over and crushed Hitler's dream of supremacy and all that kind of stuff. And yet still when he came back, he was not fully decorated the way it should have been. But he still became an ambassador for goodwill and for human rights around the world. On August 9th, 1869, Anne Turbo Malone, inventor of the first pressing comb in 1900, she is born. On August 10th, 1989, General Colin Powell is nominated as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And I can go on down, but I'm going to give you a few more here. On August 15th, 1824, Liberia, Africa, is established by freed, enslaved African Americans. August 15th, 1938, Maxine Waters, U.S. Congresswoman, is born. On August 16th, 1947, Carol Moseley Braun, the first African American woman in the U.S. Senate, is born. On August 21st, 1904, William Count Basie, jazz pianist and musician, is born. August 22nd, 1917, John Lee Hooker, blues singer and guitarist, is born. And also on August 25th, 1927, Althea Gibson, the first African-American Wilmington tennis champion, is born. August 28th, 1963, the historic March on Washington, where Dr. King delivered his I Have a Dream speech. And August 29th, 1920, Charlie Bird Parker, jazz musician, is born. And also on August 29th, 1958, Michael Jackson, entertainer, is born. Think about that. Anyhow, there's a whole lot to be said, and you know. In fact, I don't think that date was right for Michael Jackson. That's not right. Not 1958. I think maybe it's supposed to be 68. I have to look at that. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. But yeah, look at that, because Michael died when he was like what, 50, at 55, something like that. Yeah, he was kind of, yeah, I'll check that date again. Typo, anyhow. Because that would have made him only like what, 8 years younger than myself, and I'm 73. So, well, maybe so. Well, because Michael would be how old now? If he died when, like 2000 and okay, someone look that up real quick. Google Michael Jackson's death, see how old he was when he died, and also, yeah, maybe that is right. Okay, I don't know. That just doesn't sound right to me. And I don't mind checking that, you know. I know somebody out there's listening. Someone's already hollering at the screen. He died. Okay.
It's right. I just looked it up. August
1958.
1958. That just seems so weird.
It does seem weird. That's not a typo. I'm so glad I had it right.
Yeah, it
Look at my own
was.
book and got my facts wrong. Okay, yeah, I didn't think he would be that old. Okay, go ahead. All right. So it is what it is, but great. So anyhow, that's just, a little, that comes again out of, my little book here called Stories of African American Struggles and Achievements That Feed the Soul. And, hopefully if you're interested, have some really good articles in it. So, Brother Neil, would you like to give us a little something tonight?
I'll just repeat something with Black history that I find to be extremely fascinating, especially for us in this day and time, is something that I never thought about when I was younger, but as I got older, did some research that the man who translated the Bible, King James, is a Black man. He was a Black man.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the best kept secrets out there. The man who actually had the Bible translated was a Black man.
Did they say his name? Were you able to research his name?
Yeah, King James.
Oh no! Oh, his name was King James.
I mean, here's what he is, known in history, King James.
Oh, King James is a Black man. I see what you're saying. Okay.
King James,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Himself, the king who
Ah,
had it done.
hmm.
That's why it ties in, man. You go in and you find out why these people went so crazy, and when Obama became president,
Yeah.
and just it just they the other side went really berserk, man. While we was celebrating and everything and doing that, they were actually berserk, man. They actually had totally lost it.
Oh yeah. No question about it.
And they set up that culture, man. They just sit there waiting, and Trump was the perfect man to come along and grab hold of them, because they were definitely looking for somebody to lead them where they wanted to go.
Absolutely. And they got it in Trump. Let's just tell the truth about it. That guy is unbelievable, man. What he is able to do and get away with so far. You never know what's coming down the pipe. And then he stacked the courts. He got the Supreme Court stacked on his side and got all these other local state courts and federal courts. It's like, come on, man. You're talking about a major. It'll be interesting to see how this history is written. I may not be around to see it, but say 20, 25 years from now, how that history will be written. What really happened here?
Oh yeah.
This is something else. Yeah, something else. Say things, do things, and just flaunt it and still have a major following.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
that, man.
yeah, that's what I mean. That group, man, they're there. I'm telling you, man, this
Mm-hmm.
country went through something, man. Cause I'm, when Obama became president, man, I just didn't think I would ever live to see that day happen. That
Yeah,
actually a
yeah.
black man that became president. And was more important about Obama was that, when all that stuff was going on with the Reverend, his church,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he never backed down from that man.
Oh no.
He stayed with him, man, all the way to and with all that going on, I used to watch. I looked at a lot of Fox News during that time because I wanted to see what they were thinking. And man,
Mm-hmm.
that's all they ran over and over was that
Over and
speech of the
over.
Reverend, man, over and over, man. It was just like, wow, it was just
Yeah.
an endless 24-hour loop.
But Jeremiah Wright ain't no joke. That brother knows his stuff. And Obama,
Yeah,
literally, his book was called The Audacity of Hope. Why? Because that was one of Jeremiah's most famous sermons. You know, I mean, so, and he sat under Jeremiah for what, 20 years?
yeah.
So it's like, come on now, you know?
That told black people who this man was in heart and soul.
Mhm.
That told
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
we knew who he was in
that's right.
heart and soul with that. And so did the other side. They knew too.
Oh, yeah, they know. And then
They
here's the
knew,
thing, and I'm
they
still
knew
trying
too.
to, that's right.
Because
I'm
he
still
won
trying to wrap my
despite
head.
all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He won in spite of it. And he was in there for 8 years. You almost
That's
think
right.
about it, he only
That's
did
right.
one
Eight
term. He did
years,
two
man. 8 years.
terms.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing stuff, man. But anyhow, so yeah, I don't know if you wanted to, lift up any of your writings or anything.
There's what it's not what I'm working on now is I don't know, I guess you can recall, but here's a scene of a sort of scene of from the rise and fall of the Fourth Reich, and just to
Mhm,
set the scene up, the husband, there's a coup going on,
mhm,
and they have a group called the militia that they form, which is a bunch of deputized vigilantes.
uh-huh,
So they're um, so they're looking for this congressman in this thing, and they have to be hiding in the ghetto in the project.
uh-huh. Okay. Mhm,
Through the apartment's unattended, attenuated front door, Senator Schumacher's raised voice entered the neighbor's ears. That's a white man's voice, he said to his wife. Somebody is hiding a Jew in their apartment. Maybe he's a visitor, the wife said. White people don't come here, especially at night.
mhm,
Maybe he's the maintenance man. Maintenance man is black. That's a Jew. I know it. It's none of our business. We got our own plans. We got our own problems with the government. But if we call the police and they find a Jew, they might give us an exemption to stay in the country, plus the $10,000 reward. We might get more because it's probably more than one. Randy, we aren't snitches. If someone is hiding a Jew, the police would arrest everyone in that apartment. So what? Is every man for himself right now? Someone is hiding a Jew in their apartment, and we need to tell it to
mhm.
save our family. I trust the resistance. The resistance. Where's the resistance? People aren't even protesting anymore. You know why? Because they're afraid of being shot. That's not why. You read the mail. F that mail. We don't even know who's sending those letters and flyers. Probably coming from the government to keep us fat for the kill. Time for us to start thinking about what's best for us. This is an opportunity given by God. God's provided a way for us to stay in this country, and we would be fools not to take advantage of it. His wife was sounding as if she was considering he was right. He picked up the phone and dialed 911. What's your emergency? I think someone is hiding a Jew in our building. What's the location? 3529 Half Street Southwest. I'm in apartment 41. One of the neighbors on this side of the floor is hiding a Jew. Have you seen the Jew? No, I heard a white man's voice come from one of the apartments. This is the second time I heard that voice. What makes you think it is a Jew? I live in a project. There aren't any white people living or coming inside these apartments. They drive to the complex and to buy drugs, then leave. If somebody got a white person in their apartment, it's a Jew with money. Okay, thank you. I will notify the militia. Almost over. When I get the reward, if they find a Jew, you will. Do you need my name? What's your name? Randy Caldwell. Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. One last question. What is it? Will the arrest be discreet? What do you mean? I mean, they won't say that I'm the one who told. I will make sure they don't. Thanks. He hung with the phone with a smile and turned to his wife. Her eyes were filled with sadness. Cheer up, he said. I just saved our family from being evicted from the country. His wife looked him in the eye and said, you haven't saved us. You cursed us. That's the end right there. I'll stop.
Wow. Man, you haven't saved us, you cursed us. And then you said that's the end? What? You can't do that, man.
But that's just the end of that moment.
Yeah, I know. That's good stuff though, man. Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And the whole ramification of giving up, somebody in order to save your own skin and
Right.
that kind of thing.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that's going on forever too, man. No question about it. Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask Brother Chris if he doesn't mind pulling up the first video for the night. It's already almost 10 minutes to 8. I'm like, boy, time flies. Yeah. Okay.
You see, my roots run deep like the pitter-patter accents of music notes against my ancestors' cheekbones. Brittled hands and crackled feet represented me, reflective of the times where music was used for their survival. Ambient art, articulated by soft silhouettes of smile, who litter a luscious laminate of hope for their future offspring to endure not what they had to. This is the language my roots speak. And because of their dialect, I can live my passion, which isn't as hard as it seemed when the roots that run so deep give me the breath to live free. My roots run deep.
My roots run deep like the giving trees. And the tree of life, my God, the Father, the author, and family lineage have given me. This breath of life, firmly planted in the power of spoken word poetry. One with the earth's musical notary where soul and beat for something beyond this belief of a momentarily please notice me speech. We are all interconnected as human beings and made in God's shining lightning of beams, photosynthesizing our dreams and grounding us in one piece. So yeah, my roots run deep for thousands of miles like the Nile in the heart of the Garden of Eden where the apple was eaten by Adam and Eve then. So let he who is without sin then tear me from limb to limb and uproot me from these foundations in which I'm rooted in.
My roots run deep. My roots are ingrained deeply to the veins of my mother's forearms. My nose still sits in the hallway where the coke smell still lingers. Addicts too abused to use their forearms so they take hits to their middle fingers, and life said the same thing back to them. You could probably trace my roots back to the drug dealer that took away the nuclear family that I was supposed to have. Mom and dad never married, so they had one asset, me, and they both got half. And this poetry, well, I get that from my grandmother. See, she's a writer too. And you could probably trace that back to her mother's grandmother. They just made me a part of the crew. See, this lyrical weapon of mass destruction, it ain't just for entertainment. It's something that we must do. And poetry ain't meant for everybody. I just became one of the few that it decided to keep. Probably when it traced my roots back so deep, found a bloodline between me and my brother Solomon. See, he's sick with these words, putting ideas, metaphors, and similes together and calling it proverbs. Get it? My roots run deep.
My roots run deep. And if your roots can't seem to seep to the soil underneath, then I'll bust through the sheets of concrete. I am doped, demolition, fresh flow daily. Revision to transition, capillaries carry wisdom in them, and in my blood flows left to right. Poetry on a sideways lean to reach heavyweight. To irrigate the seed in your ear, to motivate your dreams to sink dirt deep. Where I can feed you syllabic nutrients until acoustic cavity of your ribcage leaks. A minus every time your lips part to speak. If you stand to your feet, hands together, then I'll seize the occasion. Give you vitamin D flow, moon glow reciprocity. You should follow me, cause I be here to burn this thing to the ground and show you the true way with the smoke signals. Let's go. My roots run deep. My roots run deep.
That's deep. I like that.
That's a classic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
The
classic.
whole concept of the four brothers.
Yeah, that
Oh,
really
man.
is well
Mhm.
done all the way around, man. Everything.
All the way around, man. And I like to just to reframe the theme. My roots run deep.
Yeah.
And they all come way. So, Brother Chris, did you know where that was shot at? What city? Where were those brothers from? I didn't catch catch that. I don't know if you have any information like that, but
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'm not too sure offhand. Let me
okay.
take a look at
All
it,
right.
sir.
Well, it's well done. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. Yeah. Huh. What do you think, bro?
I just love the juxtaposition that they were in, like coming out of a door or it being in an alleyway. I thought that part was really cool. I just the way they did it.
Real cool. And the fact that it had, you know, three brothers and a white guy, but they were all on the same thing and talking about how the roots run deep. That was heavy piece, you know, and everybody's kicking from their own perspective, you know. Yeah, good stuff. I always marvel at the, you know, the inventiveness or the genius or the creativity of folks and how they come up with something like that. Yeah, good stuff. Anyhow, where else we need to go? Where else do we need to go? We were sharing, and so I don't know if you would, you know, have something else you'd like to share, bro. I certainly have a couple more pieces I could share, and brother, you know, Neil, the same thing. And if you have a thought about something, a technique or whatever, you know, a conversation we could have or anything like that, we're wide open. And for those persons who are checking us out on Facebook, you know, we're on Facebook Live, and I think we hit other platforms as well. And, you know, this is the Writers Workshop. We come on every Friday night from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. And by the way, the Writers Workshop, we are involved with different entities such as the NAACP AXO program. We actually, you know, I am the chair of the Judges Committee, but we're connected with this wonderful opportunity to work with young people, grades 9th grade through 12th grade, on a local level. And then those persons who receive a gold medal designation go on to the Nationals. And this year, the Nationals will be held in Las Vegas, Nevada. And thanks to a good brother by the name of Kaba Brunson, who's been our chairperson for a number of years now. And not only is the local chairperson, but he's the state chairperson for Pennsylvania. And he makes it possible to get funding through these various entities such as Hershey Foods and others. I can't even begin to name all the various groups that, you know, pour into this. And the kids, once they get to that gold level, medal level, they have been fortunate enough over the years to not have to put a dime out of their pockets. The parents don't have to worry about anything except, you know, children being safe, and we always have good chaperones. And last year we were in Boston, Massachusetts, and we had some 16 young people. That's the largest we've ever taken, and they got up there and showed out. They were great. But man, young people from all over the country come in. So anyhow, we're involved with that. The Writers Workshop. Ro is one of our judges, has been for years, and you know, we not only have our judges now, we do have a little, you know, prompting that we do before the you know, competition with the Writers Workshop. We'll work with the poets or whatever. But then after they get their designation as a gold medalist, we have a little school, if you will, that anybody wants to make themselves available to. We will, in any category too, because there's 32 different categories, not just poetry and writing and all that. We will work with them. We will find a mentor for them before they go to the competition. And our only medalist last year, we had a gold medal 2 years ago, but only medalist last year, we had two people win. One person won the $10,000 scholarship. She's down at Howard University. And then we had another young person who went at third place in science, you know, the medical field, I think it was. But anyhow, we had Dr. Sterling Thomas work with her, and he helped return to shape. And she went up there and got herself a third place gold medal at the national level. And when you saw some of those projects, those kids bring it. They really, you know, dig deep. So really proud to have a, you know, part of that. And then we just participated in the World Affairs Council. They had their International Poetry and Storytelling Festival. Let me show you the little booklet they put out program. And Maria Chow and myself and Rick Kearns, we were the featured, you know, poets, you know, this kind of thing. And Rick is in there. Rick brought the house down. Rick is the current poet laureate for Harrisburg, and Maria, hopefully one day will be, because she is outstanding, along with Ro Brandy. Both of them are just outstanding poets, and that's Rick Kearns there. But this was an excellent program, and the young people, we had 25 submissions, and the young people really brought it, and so it was a great program. Hats off to the World Affairs Council, who does it every year. And they had a great dinner and great turnout too. So Writers Workshop is part of that as well. Anyhow, we go on and on. So having said all that, folks, if you're ever interested, you can always reach out, to me, if you will. And I'm gonna ask each person if they, don't mind giving contact information. So I'm just going to, instead of giving my phone number, I will give you my email address, and that is P as in Pat, P Gadsden, Gadsden at AOL.com. P Gadsden at AOL.com. And again, Gadsden is spelled Gadsden, okay? And I don't know, Ro, I know you're doing some editing and all that kind of stuff. Would you like to give a plug for your business and also how you can be reached?
Sure. Gosh, it's been a couple of months now since I've started doing this. Actually, late last year. Time does go by fast, but
Yes, it does.
anybody out there looking for a ghostwriter or editing, especially developmental editing, they can reach out to me at rbcleanpageediting@gmail.com.
And so let's say I have I don't know, 60 page piece that I have and I want to, get it edited and stuff. Do you charge per page or do you charge per project? How do you do that?
By word count.
By word count. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And so what is it, $100 a word or something like that? Or
No. I always look at it this way. Those of us who are indie authors, we have to do everything. We have to do we have to find somebody to edit. We have to find somebody who will do our cover. We have to promote. We have to advertise. Basically, we do everything, which makes us indie. So if I've got to do all these things, I got to have a budget. So I am the indie author's editor on a budget because I know how much it costs to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you work with the individual when they call you or they contact you, you work with them and everything. Yeah. And by the way, Ro loves acronyms. So indie stands for independent author, right? And because you got me with IG last week, I kept thinking IG, and then you said Instagram. I was like, oh. But it is what it is. But I appreciate that. But anybody that's listening in, if you're a first-time author or you're just somebody who just was looking for a different way, definitely contact Rose. She's on top of a lot of great information. As is Neil. Neil, how can people reach you if they're interested in your books or interested in knowing something about your work?
You can reach me at Neil Owens, my email address, neilowens@owenspublishing.com. And you want to go to the website and go to www.owenspublishing.com.
Fantastic.
If they're interested in the book, I can send them an autographed copy.
Fantastic. Now you're pretty much publishing. Your publishing house is set up.
Yeah, I'm an independent. I'm an indie author, just like Ro talked about. Yes, we do. We gotta do everything. We do everything ourselves. That's what makes us an independent author.
Yeah. Now you're not publishing other authors, are you? Or are you just pretty much publishing just your own works?
My own works right now. What I want to do is I want to build up a platform.
Yeah.
So that I'll be able to promote other indie authors as well.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I hope you do, man. And speaking of which, all of us have a friend in Queenie Clem. And I think, Ro, you're probably the closest to Queenie than any of us. What's going on with Queenie these days?
Oh, Queenie is doing a lot. She is now doing magazine interviews. She interviewed me for, I think it's the Educators. I can't even remember the name of it. I just submitted a whole bunch of questions to her about being an educator turned author. So she's doing that. She has gotten incredibly busy. Right now, I think it might be over. She's doing Facebook Lives with a couple of different authors. Okay. She's still doing her Scout Out, Shout Out on IG. She's doing a bunch of stuff. That's why she hasn't been here.
That's good. Let's go out.
Yeah, so I'm very happy for her. Yeah, I told her, I said, I'm relaunching my first poetry book, and then I'm hopefully sometime, maybe by April, going to do 2 of them series. So I told her, I said, I'm gonna hire you to help me promote.
There
So
you go. There you go. She does a great job of that, by the way. And so, yeah. So if you're looking for a way to get your books promoted, and you're indie, independent author, then you may want to look up Queenie Clem. She's on Facebook, and spelled just where it sounds, Queenie Clem. And then, I'm sure she'll take care of you. Now, there's another person too. What is her name? Ro, the other person that's
Ellen Stutter. Ellen Stutter is ESP Presents. She's doing a lot of the same things with her Facebook lives, her shout out, what does she call them? Shout outs. I can't remember how she calls it, but she does a lot on IG. She was on there the other day. She's asked me to come on a Tuesday. So we're trying to work that out. But she basically does a lot of IG. She does a lot of interviews and that type of thing. So
I'm not thinking of her though. It's Ella. It's something like that.
Ellen Stutter.
What's it say the whole name again?
Her last name is Stuttered. Ellen Stuttered.
What's the first?
Ellen.
Oh no, that's not what I'm speaking of. Yeah. There's Terry's used it quite a bit, and I have as well years ago, but she has a huge operation, but it is like Ellie or Ella. I'm gonna ask Pat here in a minute because she just did a wonderful magazine with Pat and her sister in it. And she puts on these major conferences too. But okay, I'll get the information.
I know who you're
Ellen
talking
Sutter.
about. I can't think of her name either. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But
my head too.
I'll tell you what, okay, I'm gonna ask in a minute. But anyhow, but just about them. But Terry Martinez is our unofficial publisher for the Writers Workshop. We're open to all other, different avenues and stuff. And Terry has T-Dub Publishing, TDUB, the publishing. She's doing our first, she's sending me to it tonight, our first anthology that we didn't really do a lot with back in the 90s, early 2000s. But boy, I looked at that and I said, oh, we got to redo this. So anyhow, she's literally put it all together. She wants me to do the, review of it and all that. And I said, well, I might pass this on the road to do some editing. We'll see. But anyhow, it is a piece, and we want to keep it close to the vest. We don't want to change anything because these are authors. Some of them are, I don't think, any no longer with us, and some of them are probably retired. But it was a great anthology, and I don't know why we sat on it so long. But it will be coming out soon, and it will be on Amazon and all that. So we'll tell you more about that as it comes up. So I think it's called Beyond the Surface. Is that the one? I think that's the title of it, Beyond the Surface. So, okay, there's a lot going on, and folks, again, you can join in with us and become a part of this community of writers and people who are trying to produce things. We're all independent writers and authors and all that.
Did I tell you that Maria and I will be, unfortunately, we won't be able to come on the 24th because it's the same night. It's going to be at Hope Station in Carlisle.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I know this is in the morning, the afternoon, but that's good though. Yeah, there's so many. There's like 4 different events going on at that. Pat's going to another event. My wife. It's like you're abandoning us.
Wendy's coming to this event, so it'll be the 3 of us.
Fantastic. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually, well, we have plenty of people want to read, so that's not an issue. But I'm glad that you guys are getting out and branching out, and yeah, because there's so many different audiences out there. Good stuff. I'm glad for you. Good. In fact, I know we already had other writers who already asked if, because they want to be a part of it. And yeah, that's why the microphone, yeah, absolutely. That's why the microphone is there. Yeah, so, and Maria did a really nice job, by the way. On Saturday, we were over at the Nativity School, and Russell Goodman has, I forget the name of his ministry, but anyhow, he does an excellent job once a month, and Maria was featured with the she did I think 3 or 4 poems, and then they had a young lady there who's an entrepreneur who's literally she created a nonprofit to collect socks for homeless people, and she went into this whole thing about how important socks are to homeless people based on feet and amputations and all that kind of stuff. Really great ministry. So we're supposed to be interviewing her and Maria, by the way. Maria's supposed to be on our show this coming Wednesday. as one of our featured, we're gonna interview her, get her on and everything. So she said she would. So yeah, that's good stuff. And the Hope Station, we went down last year to that event, by the way. And yeah, it was good. It was not bad. It was not bad at all. I will say this. When you put on an event, folks, remember to be friendly. You have to smile. You have to make people feel welcome. Okay. That's really important. Okay. And so that's one thing I want to say about that whole thing. Anyhow, good stuff. I'm gonna ask Brother Chris to show us another video because I know he put together these things. And then I'm gonna come back and let's do a round robin reading again of Roe, and then my brother Neil, and then I'll do something as well.
Dear America, I've been digging ditches all day, bent over back, standing on hollow ground. I've buried my brothers and sisters along with their dreams. I've had to tell their mothers that their deaths will be more beautiful than it seems, that our pain will be drowned in the songs we sing. I've even seen the sun gleam while the moon cries because he knows what it is like to live in darkness, to be clothed in all black garments, but this skin I am in is no costume. And no matter how many times I've been told to remove this mask or mask how black I sound, the pain in my voice, it always seeps out. Do you know what it is like to be in a crowd and still stand out? Dear America, your water is stinging our backs. So how about I show you the true definition of a wet t-shirt contest, except this time I will use a water hose and have canine dogs barking up your legs. Those were our limbs that you hung from tree limbs. And though our branches may snap, we still bounce back because our roots go deeper than that. Dear America, do you know what it is like to have blood on your head, not knowing if you've been senselessly murdered or a martyr, to see men hanging from nooses that look just like your father? Do you know what it is like to go from a broken tail light to a body bag? Those $1 million settlements will not bring our bodies back. Stop trying to place price tags on our backs. We are no longer slaves. You cannot buy us back. Dear America, who knew that black skin could turn our boys into men, turn a toy gun into a weapon, turn I can't breathe to get on your knees till you have 8 minutes and 46 seconds left to live? Dear America, do you know what it is like to have your God-given name reduced to a hashtag or a chant? To involuntarily become the modern day poster child for being killed for walking while black, or breathing while black, or working while black, or driving while black, or sleeping while black, or jogging while black, for being killed just for being black. Dear America, do you know what it is like to have to put on a smile and a suit jacket over your Black Lives Matter t-shirt because you've got mouths to feed? Tap dancing to their tunes and then turning up the volume in your speakers just to drown out the noise from the stereotypes. Do you know what it is like to carry this plight? Dear America, I don't expect you to, but you cannot and you will not ignore our truth.
You know, I talked about this last time I was here about these videos and how it's being delivered, and Chris, man, putting this stuff together like that, and to have that piece there, man, just like before class. I mean, just all the, we hear all the time. We hear every Friday, and we're seeing these videos and how good they are, and the message that's being delivered, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the message, the power, the quality. I mean, this is real serious good stuff, man. It's done by somebody who know what they're doing, an expert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was gotta give a shout out to Chris on that, man. The
Amen.
fact that
Amen.
you know
Mhm.
I recognize that.
That's right. And me too, brother. It makes the program work. That was powerful. And that sister delivered that well. I mean,
Oh yeah,
she
yeah,
really
yeah.
dug
I
into that.
mean, it's that piece that brings back so much with George Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
and how we watched this man, how we watched that officer actually kill him, man, deliberately
Yeah.
kill him with intentions of that happening and
Mm-hmm.
not leaving until they did and didn't care that anybody was videotaping him.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't even care.
Didn't care. Arrogance all over his face.
So the mindset, the
Mhm.
mindset that's out there, man, is really,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, man, this
Yeah.
is bad.
Mm-hmm. And from Brother Chris, it says, "Thank you, brother." From the Writers' Workshop to everyone, thank you. Okay, right on.
But
Right on.
what brought her piece home for me was the fact when she showed the pictures,
No, wasn't that
the
something?
photographs of her holding them in her hand, like these are close to me.
Mhm.
Like we can see them from like the media,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but when somebody's just holding a photograph in their hand, it made a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. This
Uh-huh.
guy, on last Saturday, we had our meeting of the Thriving Together program at Messiah College. And so they had a white male and a black female who have gone around the country. They've written books about everything, and they do these workshops, and they're dynamite. Both of them are absolutely dynamite. They teach at different universities and all that. They'll come together just to do these workshops. But anyhow, he did this exercise where he goes around the room and he'll say a period of time. And then people just start thinking of things that happened in that period of time. And the room is filled with, we just all come together. It's not rehearsed or anything. And so, folks would just blurt out, what happened during this period of time and this, the kind of thing. And man, and then when you just start hearing it and putting it together and you may think of something that I didn't even know about, or I might say something you're like, oh, I'm not. And it was just a powerful session. And when you thought about the breadth of Black history and all of the different things and they're putting together, some people really well versed. I mean, they had degrees in this stuff. Who knew? The one lady who's a good friend, Diane Harper, she has a PhD in German. And so not only does she know Black history, but she knows history from an international perspective, especially like, what happened to people that look like us, even in Germany. I mean, she's been there, she said, I think 17 times and studied. And one of the things we have to remember is that our history is not, just American history or, our history is global. We are everywhere. We've traveled everywhere. So it's amazing what we don't know. We haven't scratched the surface of all the stuff that we could talk about and how we've been treated around the world as well, and our victories and stuff. So, and even when Chris was used to bring up, remember Brave New Voices with all those young people, even they were kicking it. I mean, some of those young kids were like, 11th grade, 10th grade, whatever. And some of the stuff that they brought out in their poetry was just absolutely outstanding. To Neil's point, how Chris would find that stuff and be able to, just amazing, just amazing. Good stuff. So,
But
anyhow,
you said he
thanks.
had button poetry too.
Oh, yeah, button poetry. Yes, he used that
Yeah,
as well.
they're another.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
really
for
enjoyed them too.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. In fact, say to Brother Chris, yeah, don't forget Button Poetry and also Brave New Words and all those. Thank you for finding those platforms and then share them. I know you can't share everything because some things I guess are like copywritten or whatever. So he has to really dig through. That's the other piece about it. He's able to find these things even in the midst of needing to navigate the landmines because they will kind of knock your program off if you violate. So yeah. And good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. But let's get back to our original readings then. Let's hear from Ro Brady again, and then hear from Neil Owens, and then I'll share a personal piece as well. And I'm not doing poetry, I'm doing a couple of essays that are in my book here, but if someone can lift up something. And we are celebrating Black History Month. I hope that you are as well. And don't forget that it's always important to never forget, okay? So, Ro?
This one's called Invisible to the Naked Eye. Can you see me? I'm here. See me glowing with all my melanin, My bold, articulate, unashamed, full-bodied, wide-hip, intellectual, socially woke self. I can't sit in the corner holding my lips closed, praying the words don't slide out of my mouth and step on some politically correct somebody who insists on telling me that my vote is the pseudo one that's being used to test the system. Oh, shoot, girl. I think I've said too much. Too much about the war on the Black man's masculinity, too much about the poor child shot down in the street or on the school and in front of her own TV. I'm trying my best not to blend in with the socially accepted crowd that hides behind their socialist views, flaunting their wealth like funeral parlor fans at hot city churches. It's all too much. I'm turning off the idiot box, putting on my Black woman's cape of invisibility and finding my way to the table, bringing the chair with me along with a strong Black man so we can both equally have a seat at the table of diversity. Honey, it's all gonna work itself out. Keep it on the main line, straight and tight. Let me ask you this again. Can you see me?
Can you see me? That's an important question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question and good piece. Thank you.
Yeah. What's the name?
Can you see me?
Do you see me? Yeah.
Can you see me? And that's there, you know. I always, anytime I hear that, I always go back to that movie Avatar when the person says, "I see you," and they were saying, "I really see you." And I like that. That just is amazing. Because a lot of times we only want to see the surface. We'll see what we want to see, you know, what we want to accept. But yeah. Good piece, Ro. Always well put together, yeah. Doesn't deal.
I'll just pick up at that scene where I left off at.
Okay, excellent.
At 4:17 a.m., every east side front apartment door on the fourth floor, say number 41, was breached. A shootout occurred in one of the apartments when the residents tried to defend their home from intruders. The militia killed 9 in that apartment, ages 3 to 43, without one survivor. Inside the apartment at the end of the hall, the militia was surprised to discover Senator Schumacher and Congressman Jefferson. Like one holds a championship trophy on the day it's won, they paraded the senator and the congressman out of the building and into the paddy wagon. Ruby and her 2 sons were also put in the wagon. The residents on that side of the floor stepped out into the hallway and noticed every apartment door breached except for number 41. They the ones that snitched, one of them said. Another yelled, "You're a dead man, Randy. We know it was your family." Others shouted, "Y'all ain't S, effing snitches." 3 militiamen were inside Ruby's home and 2 were standing outside the hall. One of the female teens in the hallway was crying and said, "Y'all MF has killed my cousin." With her hands balled, she tried to approach the 2 militiamen, but was grabbed by a weeping mother. "Let me go, I ain't scared of them." "Chill, shorty," one of the male teens said and stepped in front of her. "Y'all MFers were too scared to come up in here during the day. You're gonna have to come back because we're not leaving. And when you come back, we're gonna be ready for your ass, dead or night." A young shirtless man stepped forward with greedy expression to 2 militiamen. "We got chopsticks too. You feel me?" 2 militiamen kept their mouths shut and rifles pointed while the 3 inside continued to search. Moments later, the militia entered the building with 4 men and walked up. Militia leader entered the building with 4 men and walked up to the east side of the 4th floor. He scowled at the residents in the hallway as he went to apartment 41 and knocked on the door. "Who is it?" Mr. Caldwell said. "I have your money." Mr. Caldwell paused stressfully. His wife was crying. Bewildered, his 14-year-old daughter said, "What money?" The knock on the door was louder. "Open up now." "Yeah, open up, you MF." yelled one of the residents. Others added their anger and profanity. Mr. Caldwell opened the door and the militia leader and two of his men entered without closing. I was promised the tip would be anonymous. Now everybody know it's me. So what? You think I care? Here's your money. That doesn't look like $200,000, Mr. Caldwell said. I heard them say they arrested the senator and congressman. That's $100,000 each. You called in a Jew, and that's the reward for a Jew. I'll stop there.
All right, good stuff.
It
You
reminds
always
me
affect
of
that very much.
you ever watch that show, The Chai?
Yes,
No,
I
I
love
haven't.
Yeah, I remember, remember Duda?
it. Uh-huh.
This character reminds me so much of Duda.
Okay,
You have to watch it, Neil.
Okay.
it's good, man. It's well done.
Uh-huh.
And
It
it's
reminds
evolved over
me.
the years, so yeah. Is that
What's the
Wendy
name
Noche
of
in
it?
it?
What's the name of it?
Called The Chai.
The Chai.
It's a show about a neighborhood in Chicago and the residents, but there's
Child.
this
Okay.
one guy named Duda who was like a bad dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Wendy is driving her car.
Wendy is
I
driving.
am. I am.
Be careful.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
please
Oh, I
do.
am. As always, this is the
I-
only way I get to see you guys because I'm leaving my job a little bit early, and so this way I'm all set up. I'm good. I'm not watching you guys. I can hear you. You can see me, but
All
I'm
right,
good.
all right.
Hey,
Okay.
everybody.
I knew you
Hello,
were a
hello,
driven
hello.
poet. You're literally a driven poet.
Yes, I am. That I am.
That's fantastic. Your name was mentioned no more than 10 minutes ago when Ro mentioned that you guys are going down to Carlisle to the
Yes.
Hope Station, right?
Yes.
Good
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a that's a good thing. Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, they have
Yes.
a nice
Excited
event down
about the
there.
opportunity.
Mhm.
Who puts that on, by the way? Do you know, is that the AKAs or something like that? Oh, Maria James has joined us by phone. Oh, nice. Hello, Maria.
Uh,
Hi there.
Hey, how
I've
you
been
doing?
watching. I'm doing good.
All right. Your
Hello.
name was mentioned too 10 minutes ago by Ro.
I saw that and I said, let me get in there.
Yay,
Since
it's
they're
my
talking about me.
buddy.
Hey, and we are
Give
looking
that
forward to
Maria.
having you. We are having you on Wednesday. Is that right, Maria?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, good,
excited.
good. I'm excited too. Great, great, great. I know Pat was going to call you. I don't know if she got to you or not, but that's good. So we're all set then for Wednesday. The Life
Yep.
Esteem Show. We'll be interviewing Maria Chow, and then we got to get Wendy Noche on you on there, and Ro Bradley, everybody up in there. Yes, indeed. That's great. But yeah, but on Wednesday we'll be interviewing Maria, and then that show will air in sometime during Black History Month, and then we'll put it on Facebook, and it'll be out there forever. You know? Yeah. So, having said that, I had something I was going to read, but actually, I would like to hear from you ladies. If I know you just joined us, Ro just gave us a piece. Neil gave us a piece. Did you have something, Wendy? Did you have something, Maria?
Yeah.
Not while I'm driving.
Oh,
So
that's right. You are driving.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then I clapped and I was like, I don't want them to think that I'm driving and clapping. I'm at a stop sign.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely. Well, I'm going to turn to Maria then and see if she'll share something with us.
Okay. Well, this one is pretty new, but what I've been doing is I'm working on a novel in verse, which is like I'm inspired by poets like Jason Reynolds and Elizabeth Acevedo, who their whole novel is poetry. So I'm taking that concept I started with, reclaiming my time, and adding to it to make it a full novel. So this is an addition to that reclaiming my time. It's called Grandmother's Voice. Against their will, chained together, carried away, carried in Oshun's black hands, carried across black oceans, they wrote poems, to prove their humanity, sued for freedom, made maps of the land out of cornrowed hair, out of quilts, out of drum beats, out of melodies. Those songs flowed into my lifetime, child, to unify, to show solidarity, to pour out in honor. And yes, child, we bled black and red onto poster board and we marched. But one gilded speech and a few after school specials ain't enough for you to really know where we've been, how tired we've been, how we got up and marched on anyhow.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Maria did an excellent reading. That was great, Maria. She did excellent reading at the Russell Goodman's dinner last Saturday. What's the name of his ministry again? Do you remember, Maria? Yeah, it escapes me too. But you were excellent, though. You did a very good reading there.
Yeah.
She read about 3 or 4 poems, so that was great. And she was selling her books as well, so that was real good. And let me acknowledge Lizelle Powder from the Powder Room. Makeup. How you doing, Lizelle?
Anybody have static?
Say it again. Oh, is that Dr. Dan is on? Okay, hey Dan, how you doing, man?
Good evening, how you doing?
Good to hear your voice. You're a little bit raspy there, Dan. I don't know if it's your connection or what, but glad to know that you're on, man. Yeah, so.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen, again, I don't know if you want to comment on that piece by Maria. That was really, really good. Thank you. And then, you know, Wendy, I know she can't read right now because she's driving. Dan, we're going to get to you. I know you like to read a piece. And so thank you. And Lizelle, how was the show last Saturday? How did it go?
It was great.
Excellent, excellent.
I more depicted of, well, around this time it's carnival. So around, I think next weekend,
okay,
the Trinidad Carnival, it's going to be, they call it the greatest show on earth. So that is where every, you know.
Yeah.
So I showed a lot of stuff from, you know, Trinidad in the old time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're on tomorrow here on The Voice, 17104.com, folks, and she comes on at 11:30. Is that right? 11:30 a.m.
11:30 to 12.
All right. Check her out. And on Thursdays at 7 p.m. is Wendy No Cherry Onye and Tef No Cherry Onye. And they were kicking it this past Thursday. And what was your topic, by the way, Wendy?
We were talking about our Super Bowl predictions.
Yeah, and the Eagles, I noticed you guys didn't mention the Eagles winning. I wonder why. And I'm trying to figure that one out.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw. One team is gonna be disqualified and the other one's gonna forfeit. So
I like it.
yeah, that's how that's gonna go. And I'd take Usher at halftime in the 5th inning, and that's gonna be it.
There it goes in the 5th inning too.
In the 5th inning, that's right, by way of technical knockout.
That's good stuff. Well, listen, I'm going to ask Lizelle. She'll do a poem for us right now.
Okay. I have it here.
Okay.
All right, it's called If Photos Could Speak. A photo can tell 1,000 words. But what if it spoke to you? I look at a picture of my mom and I said, what was your thought? Where were you going when you were in the spotlight? Who took your picture? Who saw your beauty and marveled at your grace? Our conversation of kind words and thought and old-time memories of growing up. You reminisced of the good old days, telling your story of your first love and what made you attracted to him or he attracted to you, telling him of the births of my brothers and sisters, telling me of your story of the let goes and the get goes, telling me of all the hard work you did. But I knew this. And I would say, but mommy, I know this. I know this. I was with you in your struggle. I was inside of you. I was there with you at your side. I was there when you think you can't be there for yourself. But I see you now. I tell you this. Her eyes looking at me. They are tired now. Her crusted hands can't raise to give me a hug. But I see the thin lines on her face leading to the depth of her sadness. Some lines led to nowhere, which was a dead end of her thinking. She saw what I saw and said, daughter, I can't turn back the hands of time, but I see you, daughter, just like you see me. Love you. As she turned her head as if waiting to be snapped again.
Ooh. Good piece. What's the title?
If photos could speak.
If photos could speak. Go ahead now.
Yeah.
I see Wendy clapping. All right, all right. I like that red on you too, by the way, Wendy. That's really brilliant. Very nice.
This all fade. Thank you.
Good stuff, good stuff. Now, is that piece in an anthology or a book of your poetry at this point?
I just wrote that tonight here.
Go ahead. I marvel at how you can write stuff. The
I
day
just
of
came
the
home and I just, what
Go
happened? I
ahead.
was looking at a photo of my granddaughter. I haven't seen her in a long while, and I felt
Yeah.
so emotional. And I said, if photos could only speak. And I said, "Bing, that's a poem right there." And I just
Way to go. That's good stuff. Excellent, excellent. Well, we're going to ask Brother Dan, get Dan up in here because we know Dan's on the phone. And Maria, you still there as well?
Yep, I'm here.
Excellent. Okay, okay. We'll get back to you. So let's hear from Dan, Dr. Dan Snowden.
My pleasure. Here's the one called The Tompkins Family Reunion. There's nothing like a family reunion for convening relatives aplenty, with various kinfolk in attendance. Chances to reconnect are quite many. Now, one such family reunion event brings together some rather diverse groups. This diversity is exhibited within and outside of the respective troops. Those who represent the Tompkins family come from different parts of the USA, yet their dedication to each other is unparalleled on most any day. Tompkins, of course, is the main family name. It can be spelled with an H or without. The name has solid accompaniment with others that are often heard about. Names Stevens, Snowden, Singleton, Engel all serve the sound complementary role. Other names are likely to follow suit, uniting parts of the family's Tompkins whole. The Tompkins family is like all others, all units usually getting along, yet there are still always those occasions where some things, though unintended, go wrong. Yes, even in the Tompkins family cases, there occur many instances of strife. Such matters, large and small, simply reflect unfortunate facts of everyday life. Times of unity also exist within and across the Tompkins clans. Wherever this happens, much in due course, the many units work for the same plans. During the Tompkins family reunion, there are times both to learn and to have fun. Local tours and rich family history cover the main events under the sun. Any family's Tompkins reunion gig always takes advanced planning to succeed. In the end, it is always a pleasure to know the event met most every need.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right, Dan, thank you. And
Certainly.
Is that your family?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
We have reunions every 2 to 3 years in different parts of the country.
Fantastic, good stuff. All right, all right. Hey, by the way,
Dan, have you shared this with your family? or at your reunion?
That's where I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it.
I wrote it at a family reunion that we had in Philadelphia a few years back.
Nice.
Okay, you shared it. That's great.
That is great. Yeah. Hey, let me mention something real quick. Carl Weathers died. And if you don't know him, he was Apollo Creed in the Rocky series. He played Action Jackson, played a lot of different roles, and apparently he was just playing something on the Disney Channel. Great actor. And they say he's 76 years old, died in his sleep, unfortunately. And so I just want to acknowledge, he made something like 78, 80 movies or something like that. And he was on both TV as well as the big screen. And I just thought he was a great actor. I always liked his work. So anyhow, let's acknowledge and mourn the loss of Brother Carl Weathers. Yeah. So hey, by the way, what do you think? By the way, in April, we're going to be doing our first annual awards banquet with the Writers Wordshop. It's going to happen. And so I want to talk more about that with, the board and different folks. We're going to hopefully have it over at Central Penn College. And we'll tell you more about that as we go along. But I want it to be big, nice, well planned out, and something that people look forward to every year. So keep that in mind. How about a poetry slam? We haven't had a slam in a long time. I remember the Heavy Word Poetry Slam used to take place. Maria, do you remember that?
Oh, very well. In fact,
Mhm.
poetry slams on my wish list of things to do this year. So if we can partner up, I'd be
Yes.
happy to.
Let's make it happen. Sure. And so let's talk about that, having a slam, because I haven't actually heard of a slam in the area in a while. Maybe it happened, I just didn't know about it. But yeah, let's make that happen,
I think I
Say it
did
again,
the
Maria.
last I think I did the last one, and it was like 2010, and Shashawn Dial was the host, I think, the MC.
Okay.
And then I did some for students at Central Penn, but I think the last one in the community, I think it was 2010.
Wow. I know it's been a long time, but that's shocking when you say that. That's like what, 14 years ago. Wow. Thereabouts. Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So we're well overdue. And at one point, Heavy Word was like every year. It was Jason Moffett hosted, I believe, and it was really
Yeah.
kicking out there at the Appalachian Trail, I think it's called, or whatever. Appalachian Brew.
Appalachian Brewing Company.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, okay, we're overdue. All right. Well, we'll talk more about that as we go along. I know we're going to run out of time, but yeah, about 20 more minutes, and so this is good. I'm going to see if Brother Chris can do one more video for the night. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 outstanding ones at this point. So this will be the last video for this evening. And we're celebrating Black History Month here at the Writers Wordshop.
I write this 20 years your senior with the demeanor of making a change. Know that the light in you is the spark to make adults see the error of ways. Funny thing about history is being the change that you want to see. The chains are now broken, though hate is still spoken. What is the difference between you and me? Every struggle is overcome with focus and with poise. So walk tall with pride and with purpose and make use of your voice. Knowing where you come from can help you see where you're headed. And though we can learn from old mistakes, we must never forget it. Know your skin is sealed with the promise of a brighter day, from the tear of every ancestor who fought for freedom along the way. Know your history is more than slavery. There were empires, dynasties, a whole world to explore, eclipsed by a momentary struggle that we had to endure. You see, the future is yours, with an open mind and heart. Though I have to pass on the heavy baton for you to continue to fight for the simple freedoms for which we marched. Be street smart, as power is abused, but it can be used to support. When captured through the lens, it can defend your friends and disprove judgmental thoughts. One of the qualities of equality is that we all play a part, and so we all have to speak up for change to really start. Acknowledge each other in spaces with a nod to put a smile on your elders' faces. Trust in your instinct, and I promise it will always take you to better places. I may be Black history, but you a black future. More than a month, though less than a year, change is coming, and that's what's some fear. Black is beautiful.
Nice, nice piece. Black is beautiful. All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Brother Chris. Appreciate that. All good videos tonight. Real good stuff. All right. So let's do a little round robin here as we end tonight. We have about 16 or so more minutes. So if everybody can pull out a piece that you want to read, something that don't make it real long because we want to get everybody in. And so I'm going to start again with, did we lose Brother Neil? Are you still with us, or did Neil click off? Okay. Because I know when you take your picture off, we don't know if you're there or not. But I know Maria's there and Dan's there and, Lizelle and Ro, and also Wendy's parking now. I see her. No, she's still on the highway. What are you doing, Wendy?
Stopping to get food. You weren't supposed to be able to know. You weren't supposed to be able to tell.
Name for your order.
Yeah.
Wendy.
Whitney.
Wendy.
Wendy.
Don't order me a burger, but anyhow, go ahead. So anyhow, okay, so let's do the round robin. I'm going to ask. Let me see, Ro, would you have another small piece to do?
Sure.
Okay.
Wendy's at Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's about that. So,
This one's called Baby.
okay.
You are that girl. You are that woman. Young man, sow your seeds of strength in the earth so that they all see you and the kingdom where you reign. The blood that was lost on the thrashing room floor where our ancestors fought rushes through your veins. Baby, the children that you will give birth to are standing in all their glory, leaving marks on walls being demolished and strongholds flattened down to the foundation, pulling varnish off floors of downcast and enslaved generations, revealing the tarnished past, hatred, and racial discord. Baby, bring the fire this time, because I told you that tomorrow was not promised. Its hope lies within your breast. You are the wine press. The oil that flows from your lips is giving birth to a new nation where wonder is none. Baby, don't walk your steps backwards. Don't wear those burdens wrong. Don't get it twisted. Your inheritance comes with a price. Those who have been gifted with much must sing a new song. Don't you dare whisper your dreams quietly. They belong to the universe in their entirety. Baby, don't let pushback set you back or sit you down. Rise up, stand up. Don't you fall down to no social restraints. Don't you give in to know you can't win. Don't you put down no justice. Don't let them steal the beat from your drum. Hold tight to the strings that keep you tied to the motherland. Baby, go ahead and walk these streets like you know your worth, because you are your mother's child. Go on now, show them that style.
Show them that style, because you know you're your mother's child. I like it. Thank you. Good piece.
Nice.
Baby. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was excellent. Maria Child, would you give us another piece if you can?
All right. I pulled up this old folder. I don't remember when I wrote this, but I like it. So this is, and apparently I wrote this for my husband. So it's called, and this is good because it's Valentine's time. So
all right, here you go.
It's called Twisted. I got it twisted, moistened with tears pressed between palms and rolled out of my memory, slipping like white braids, too loose for dreams to hold, untamed as new growth, the idea that I could be loved an impossibility. For I insisted I was too old, too fat, maybe even too black. I read the facts and looked around and thought I'd missed it. I had it twisted. Wounds became scars, making a good man seem as real to me as talking trees and wizardry, mythic. as a Neverland shadow, dancing through collective consciousness, making fun and fools of us for having a mind to conceive of a dream. I couldn't catch you and sew you back onto me, but you are renewed hope, using more than your eyes to see me. With your spirit, you feel me. Our words are braided together in locks of passion until, quivering and spent, I'll coil myself around the idea of you. Though for so long, I had it twisted.
Yeah. Good piece, as always. For so long,
Thank
I
you.
had it twisted. Nice, nice. Thank you. Lazille Powder, please give us a piece.
All right. This is called Broken Crayons Can Still Color. We may have more to it, but this is what I have so far. Just a second. Let me just. Your heart may be broken, but you still shine. Shine like the light. That's your color. That's you. Make your mark, write your song. The brokenness and shattered that bled in your heart, in your soul, pour out to escape the trials of self. Self that said you are not worthy. Your reflection speaks of your weakness. It creeps. Don't cry, because the colors will run. Just keep it together. Whether you have to be grinded or sharpened, that's your perfection. Your pointed point is to write your song, to tell your story for others, to see your light, for others to shine. That's okay. If your clothes fall off, if it's ripped apart, that's okay. Your nakedness will still show, but your beauty, you're beautiful. You are the rainbow in your sky. You are the colors that make your mark. Just shine, shine with great perfection.
All right. With great perfection. I like it.
You know, when children using crayons, it break up and then the paper somehow tear off. So, so no matter how broken it is, you know, you can still shine somehow and you can still color.
I like it. That's good imagery. Good metaphor. All right, thank you. Dr. Dan Snowden. Will you give us a piece?
Okay, if I may, I'd like to do two here. They're both real short. One is a limerick and one is a haiku.
Okay.
Speed date event to hate, a limerick. I once attended an event to speed date run by a group known as Mondays at 8. But yet this affair was planned without care, thus it was a speed date event to hate.
Okay.
And now to go to the haiku. Life, a haiku. That thing we call life is both simple and complex, connecting us all.
Okay. Good stuff. All right.
Nice.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Certainly.
Haiku and a limerick. Good stuff. Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. Wendy,
my pleasure.
I see you're settled. Did you want to chime in there?
Sure. I found a short one.
Okay.
This one is called Hide and Seek My Soul.
Okay.
1, I'm it. Run. 2, 3, my soul, I've got to. 4, find my 5, soul. Where does 1, 6? Look for the 7, smile in life. 8, or the spirit that says 9, keep walking. And 10, what do I do? 11, without my soul. 12, where is my soul? 13, 14, 15, behind the trials. 16, in tribulation. 17, or under my 18, puddles of disappointment. 19, too big. 20, for my mountain. 21, of misfortune, too bright for my 22, molehill of pressure. My 23, my 24, my soul. 25, where would a soul? 26, hide. I need my soul. 27, I need the 28, determination that makes me. 29, laugh when others are 30, 31, laughing at me. I need the 32 will to go on, and the confidence 33 that says 34 eventually 35 everything will be okay 36 my soul keeps running 37 I want my 38 secrets I want my 39 poetry I 40 want my self-esteem I even 41 want the 42 mother 43 that my soul holds back my soul 44 is hiding in this 45 life tunnel and 46 I keep looking I think 47 this is 48 called 49 soul searching 50 51 all I want is to 52 find my soul I'm searching deep 53 in this pool of confusion and 54 blackness beneath 55 pain and beyond 56 these obstacles 57 my soul 58 right by peace love 59 60 unity tranquility 61 62 I found it 63 one soul 23 years old and it only took 63 tears this time.
I love
Wow,
that.
I like that. And so explain the letters, the numbers.
Numbers. Well,
Because that
you
really,
play hide and seek. When you play
uh-huh.
hide and seek, one person counts and the other person searches. So I wrote
Yeah.
this. I wrote this when I was 23, and so like 2 weeks ago. And so I was just, and hide and seek. You count and then you run. Usually you count to a certain number and then you run. So in this, I was counting tears instead.
Nice, powerful. Yeah. I like that piece. I really do. And you have something else where you do, you sort of do a countdown like two, and it's really powerful.
Mhm.
Keeps your attention, Good stuff. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow. Listen, folks, those who are, checking us out here on Facebook, whatever, we do this every Friday night. Again, if you would like to be a part of it, just email me. It's P as in Pat Gadsden, Gadsden at AOL.com, and I'll be happy to, respond to you and all that kind of good stuff. I do want to encourage my writers too. Who you see on the screen is pretty much the backbone to the Writers Workshop. You also have Maria Chow and Dan Snowden, who you don't see, but their voices are both, were heard throughout this broadcast. And we are open to having, especially independent writers come on, all writers really, but independent writers in particular don't always get that platform. So we'd love to have you come on and, share your works. However, you have to come through us because, we have a bunch of knuckleheads out there, more than likely the Trumpsters out there who want to commandeer our space and, put up pornography and cuss and act like a bunch of idiots that they are. So we keep it close to the vest, and we're only interested in serious people who have serious work and who want to have a good time with some serious writers. So that's why we do it the way we do it. And if you'd like to join us, reach out to us and we'd be more than happy to. So any one of the writers, Ro, Wendy, Lazille, Maria, Dan, who can recommend somebody, and Neil Owens. Neil was literally the first person on tonight, and Neil's not with us right now, but he always comes in from North Carolina. If you guys have somebody that you know and you'd like to bring on and maybe interview them. I know Terry's planning on interviewing Terry Martinez. Actually, well, yeah, Terry's going to be interviewing somebody sometime this month. He mentioned it to me, so we're going to work that out. But and I do know that Wendy has her show on Thursday evenings, and I know she's open for topics or people that you could interview as well. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's myself, Taft, and Jason A. Benefield out of LA.
Okay.
He is one of our co-hosts, but absolutely anyone that would like to come on, it's called Let's Talk About It. And we pretty much talk about anything and everything. And we
Okay.
have a really good time in the process.
Absolutely. And also Lazille, you're on Wednesday, Saturday mornings from 11:30 to 12, I believe. Can you unmute yourself? 11:30 to 12. And do you also interview, Lazille, I know you're muted right now. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Do you also invite people to come on and talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So how can people reach out to you?
They can reach out through my email, my name,
Okay.
paulalisel@hotmail.com.
Lizelle powder at, you say,
No, powder.
say it again? I mean, what's the
Powder
whole thing?
Lizelle.
Okay.
Powder.
Oh, powder Lizelle. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, powder Lizelle at hotmail.com.
At hotmail.com. That's what I was missing. Okay, great. Okay. And when did
Or
you
they could do Facebook Messenger.
Okay,
Facebook
very good.
Messenger. It's
Okay.
on the Lizelle powder.
Okay. And when did how can people reach you real quick?
They can reach me on Facebook Messenger. I'm working on my website now. Taft is actually working on a website as well. So, and Jason also. So we will put them all out together. But for now, they can reach out to us on Facebook.
This is your name on Facebook Messenger or Facebook.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
real good. All right. Excellent. Ro, you told us before, and real quick, if you could tell us again.
Sure. A couple different places. You can reach me at IG at Ro the Literary. You can reach me at Facebook at Ro Brady Productions, or you can reach me by email at rbcleanpageediting@gmail.com.
Okay, very good. And how about you, Maria?
I have a writer website, mariathepoet.com, and my organization's website is Reclaim Arts, ARTS.com, and check out the upcoming events on there because I'm going to be teaching some workshops in February. So I'll be putting stuff out about that. And then I'm on basically all the social media, like everything.
That's great. Wonderful. Dan, I don't know is there a way people can reach out to you if they're interested in your poetry?
Oh, sure. I'm on Facebook under Daniel E. Snowden, and can also be reached via, well, if I could put, I guess I could put the email address. Would I have to put it in the chat there?
Sure.
Okay, it's DANESNOWDEN at AOL.com.
Okay, excellent. Well, listen, that's okay. Excellent. Well, listen, I know we're going to run out of time. One thing I try to do with our brother Chris is to stay on time because he really does a great job for us, and I know he's giving us his time, and this is his day off actually, but he makes time for us to do this program on Friday evenings from 7 to 9. So Dan, Chris, thank you so much for hosting us again tonight, and we look forward to working with you again next Friday. Now, here's the thing: I know that Valentine's Day is going to fall on the 14th, and so we have the 9th or the 16th, and we ought to have a program, that is dedicated to, got to talk about love. Come on now, so we got to have a program that's dedicated to Valentine. Should it be the 9th or the 16th? What do you think? Real quick, ladies.
16th.
You think the 16th? Should it be 2 days after Valentine's
So
Day?
then we can see how it went on the 14th and we'll know which poem to read.
I like that. Yeah. Good thinking, Wendy. Well, look,
I'm always on it.
You're always on it. Everybody have a great night. Thank you all for coming on. Don't forget about the bookstore down in Lingelstown. It is called Heart and Soul. Is that correct, Ro?
Yes, that's it.
Heart and Soul, right on the square. So let's check it out and support.
I will be there on Saturday at Heart and Soul, Saturday the 9th. I'm going to be meeting with Ashley, with the owner, and meeting with her, writing an article about her and about the store and things like that. So I will be there on Saturday. We're going to put some things out and see if we can get some people to come by and check her out.
I'll be checking her out. Well, listen,
I stopped in today. A great place. Great place. Thank you, Ro. A great place. I stopped in today.
We are down to saying goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.